I remember reading that in her picture that she at 5 o'clock is happy hour.
So, I don't know if you want to run another one across that mat right there.
Across this one?
Yeah.
What are you?
I mean,
Did you to drive? Would you do that?
Are you saying your daddy? Oh, you are so sweet. I'm not sure if that's true. So there was a local.
I've already got it on
They let us hang out back. Basically, yeah, you can earn like. I like to it's my graduate It's really missed that. I said maybe once every time
Well, I've been to 3. Forgot they killed UCLA. And then I went several times in the next place and I was
travel. Yeah, this was a little touchstone from then over here, national life. So probably they're the most
Michigan was the first time. And we beat Michigan. And I went to Michigan State.
things that are
We beat Michigan in the Rose Bowl. I like that. And then, contrarian hypothesis.
I think about that. There's so many things that happen. And it's weird because the water mind filters the words out. It filters out like something that they trigger.
That was big
Like
game.
something.
Right.
Right. So like you can always go back to my childhood or not. But the moments are not like moments, but for some reason they're with those stuff. Oh, it's something that's something that there's something about you that's a defining. So I was reading something the other day that you don't remember when you remember something. Remember the last time you're not actually remembering that thing. You remember the last time you thought of it. That's why it's so easy for us to store things and not remember things the same way each time. But if you think about it, it makes sense. It's like there's this path that leads back to oh, right. You know, but I was just thinking exactly what you were saying. And then my back, my head seems so
Defense up!
small now. That just really is so deep. Yeah. Right. So it's like this ripped together. So yeah, size. The more it impresses you, how small it becomes. Yeah. That's really what you're wondering. Like, I don't know. Like my early memories are like I'm not violated about walking around them, and just kind of the way that
We also raised it all
so it sort of makes sense that you remember, but then I saw that. Yeah, like so but it's so interesting because in the beginning, I would never think about how selfish it was. It was my mother. Oh my God, I don't want to forget circumstances of my life that I'm afraid I'm going to forget. Yeah, but I forget it, I'll make sure she'll be mad. Stop. Right. Been more defeat than I thought it. Isn't that funny? Interesting community to say the least, but they got Especially when she's
Rapoport family, Patricia, Abby, Emily, myself, we really very, very much appreciate your being here. And I just want to say a little bit about this. It's sort of unusual to have sort of a cocktail party in lieu of a funeral. But my mom, from when I was quite young, would always say what she wanted was a wake. And so this is sort of our Jewish Waco version of a wake. In a way, I think all of us think of this house as sort of a shrine to my mother. And I thought I'd tell a little the story of how this house came to be. We were living in Indianapolis, and if any of you ever discussed this with my mother, she hated Indianapolis. And she basically, she could be quite strong, right? And it was made clear that we were moving to Waco, right? My father didn't quite realize it, but eventually he did, and we moved to Waco. So one of the important things, of course, was to be admitted to the state of Texas to sell insurance. So we were living in Brookview Apartments. And if any of you from Waco know Brookview, right? And so Brookview was fine, but you know, we weren't going to live there forever. And my mother had this idea of building a house. And so my father knew about this. And so he went to the State Insurance Commission. And he always played up to the secretaries. Because he knew where the power was. Right? And he could be a little flirtatious. Unfortunately for him, no one took him up on it because we're not sure what happened. But anyway, and so the secretary said, he starts talking, what do you do? That's always his question. What do you do? my grandfather, my mother's father, grew up on the north side of Chicago, and most of his friends were either in the mob, bookies. He was a doctor. But my father would always ask them, what business are you in? And it was always, we have a cleaning business, right? Anyway, so he's asking, so what is your husband do? Oh, he's an architect. Well, we're building a house. We'd like to hire him. So that's how we hired the architect. Now, by some incredible fluke, this guy was a brilliant architect. And he would fly in at Ballard, and my mom would meet him, and my mom worked on the house, sort of planning it for almost a year, and then the building of the house. And Ed and my mother were both bargain hunters. And they found these great craftsmen out of Taylor, Texas. Now, you know, Taylor is not close to here. These guys would drive in every morning, work on the house, and drive back. My mother was here every single day to make sure they did it right. Unfortunately, after they finished this house, they went bankrupt. Because she had gotten too good a deal, right? Good deal for her, not such a great deal for them. But this house was, you know, I think something that she loved, that my dad loved. It had only one flaw. We've had to know her pretty well to know this. I don't know if any of you know this. The hall was 2 feet too narrow, right? And she always complained my father would not let her spend the extra money to get those extra couple of feet in that hall, right? And he did hear about that from time to time. So I think that all of us felt that, you know, my mom always liked things were slightly outrageous, right? That were slightly different, that were slightly and enormously fun, right? She loved a good party. And I think in a great way, that is what we see this as being. And, you know, I think we all feel that this house is something we are going to keep for a long time, that the foundation, we will use it, that we will use it. Abby has managed to find the only man in Texas who in many ways prefers Waco to Austin. So they will be spending, and I would have to say Lewis is also a fan of Waco, right? So I think we all are going to be spending time here, and we think of it as keeping a piece of her and of my dad, because I think whenever you enter this house, if you've entered before, you can't really do it without thinking of that. So we really appreciate all of you coming, and we're going to have some sort of remembrances from people, but first we're going to have Emily read a, if I can get it signed up.
So this is from the friends, the Clintons, and sent this in. We wish we could be with you tonight as we celebrate the remarkable life and incredible spirit of our dear friend Audre. As the many stories you're sharing this evening can most certainly attest, Audre was truly one of a kind. If we were there, we'd tell you the one of the trips she and he too told us about Saudi Arabia more than 10 years ago, when they stunned much younger travel companions by jumping on camels and riding across the desert. They weren't supposed to, but they were Audre and Bee. Audre had a perfect mix of grace and gumption, and tonight, like so many others, she's still the life of the party. She never stopped standing up for the women and children of Waco, and it's hard to imagine her beloved city or state of Texas without her. We loved her so much and will always cherish memories of the times we shared with her and Bee throughout our decades of wonderful friendship. As you mourn her loss and toast her life, we send our heartfelt condolences to Ronnie and his family and our warmest wishes for a meaningful, memorable evening for all. Sincerely, Bill and Claire.
Hello, I'm Connie Sagoff, and I have known Audre for 24 years. And while Audre has done so many wonderful things for so many people. I want to share a few fun stories about our times together. Write them all down. Okay, we met in 1992 when I was working at UT System and Bee was on the Board of Regents. I would always get together with Audrey when we came to Austin for board meetings or other business. Bill Cunningham, who I have worked for 32 years, was the chancellor at the time. He always thought it was very important to take care of Audrey. Audrey and I would go shopping at the Outlet Mall in San Marcos or Last Call in Austin, depending on how much time we had. We would take a quick break for lunch,